She was smiling. That same smile I once woke up to, now shining for someone else. The same curve of her lips, the same spark in her eyes. But none of it belonged to me anymore. I spotted them across the street, sitting inside a coffee shop we once called our own. Back then, its walls held our laughter, our secrets, our small, fragile dreams. Now it belonged to her and a man who wasn't me. She laughed, tossing her head back, her eyes glowing. Something inside me buckled, not like some dramatic movie collapse, but quietly, the way a structure caves in under its own weight. I hadn't planned to be there. I hadn't expected it. But fate clearly had a cruel sense of timing. I lingered too long, foolishly hoping she might notice me. She didn't. Instead, he reached across the table and placed his hand over hers. She didn't pull away. No hesitation. That's when it hit me. We weren't in limbo. We weren't taking a break. We weren't working things out. We were done. I turned away, my heart dragging like anchors tied to every beat. Each step felt heavier than the last. Each breath tighter. Tears didn't come. Not yet. Instead, a numbness set in, not sharp, not burning, but suffocating. My mind drifted back to the night she left. She said we were drifting apart, that we weren't us anymore. Maybe she was right. We stopped dancing barefoot in the kitchen. We stopped holding hands in the car. We stopped saying, I love you, just because. I blamed work. She blamed timing. Neither of us blamed love, because maybe it was already gone, and we were just too afraid to say it. So when she packed her bags, I didn't beg, didn't fight. I just stood there, secretly hoping she'd turn back. She didn't. I stayed in that apartment with its creaky floors and too much sunlight. Her perfume lingered long after she was gone. At midnight, I still checked my phone, waiting for a message that never came. Weeks slipped into months. I tried to move on, dates, new faces, distractions, but none of them were her. And maybe that was a problem. She wasn't meant to be replaced. I was supposed to grow past her, but I hadn't. So when I saw her with someone else, I told myself it was a closure I needed, that her smile would finally break whatever spell still bound me. It didn't. It only reshaped the pain. I disappeared for a while, deleted my apps, avoided familiar streets, chose different coffee shops. I needed distance, not just from her, but from the version of myself that existed when I loved her. Then one night, the sky opened up. Rain came down in sheets, heavy and uninvited. The kind of rain that feels personal. I was walking home, hoodie pulled tight, soaked through, lost in thought, when I heard it. My name, soft, shaking, familiar. I turned. She stood across the street, drenched, hair plastered to her face, eyes fixed on mine as though no time had passed. She whispered again, louder this time, My God, it's really you. I froze, unsure if I was dreaming or losing my mind. She stepped forward, rain and tears blurring together on her cheeks. I've been looking for you, she said. I wanted to ask why. Why now? Why after all this time? Why after seeing her smiling with someone else? But before I could, she spoke again. I saw you at the cafe, she said, voice trembling. I just didn't know what to say. You looked happy. I managed, I replied. I wasn't, she confessed, her voice cracking. I was pretending. I kept pretending for weeks, but it never felt real. Then why? I asked, because I thought you'd moved on. You let me go so easily. I thought, maybe I imagined what we had. She swallowed hard. I loved you. I still do. But I didn't know if you wanted me back. Her truth hung between us in the storm. Fragile, raw. I was wrong, she whispered. I walked away thinking I'd find something better. All I found was how much I missed you. Silence stretched between us. Not the kind that hurts, but the kind weighed down with everything unsaid. Finally I spoke. I waited. Not because I thought you'd come back. I just didn't know how to let go. She stepped closer, voice breaking. Don't let go. Not this time. I want us to start over, if you'll let me. And there she was, the same girl who once broke me, standing in the rain, asking me to believe again. Forgiveness is never easy. Trust is even harder. But love, real love, doesn't vanish. It hides, waiting for the right moment to resurface. Maybe this was it. Maybe the storm wasn't the end, but the beginning of something new. I reached for her hand, and for the first time in months, the rain didn't feel cold anymore.